Okay, today we are doing the topic refraction by prism. You have some idea of class 10. So, but this time we have to derive some formulas and all out there. Okay. So, we draw prism first. Ray of light traveling like this. Monochromatic ray. Monochromatic is single colored ray. Single color. Huh? Here we draw normal. Normal should be perpendicular to the surface. The ray will be refracting towards the normal. Another normal I draw here and the ray will be refracting away from the normal. This angle is known as angle of prism denoted by A. We call it refractive angle of the prism or refracting angle of the prism or only the angle of the prism we can call it. This angle is I, this angle is marked as E, this is another normal here. This angle is marked as R1, this angle is marked as R2. Incident ray, refracted ray and the emergent ray. Angle of incidence, angle of emergence, angle of prism, angle of refraction, R1. Okay. When will the ray be coming out here out of the prism? When this angle is less than the critical angle. Because this is glass, this is air, this is the angle of incidence in the denser medium. The ray will be refracting away from the normal only when the angle of incidence is less than the critical angle. If this R2 is equal to C, means critical angle, the ray will touch and go. And when R2 is greater than C, then CIR will take place. The ray will not be emerging off through this phase. So the diagram which we are following, we are taking into consideration that the R2 is less than critical angle. Okay, I'll name the prism as ABC. Okay. Now in a prism we always have this property R1 plus R2 will be always equal to A. In a prism we always find that R1 plus R2 will be equal to A. This will always happen. Okay. Why does this happen? Let us find the reason. Okay. There is a mathematical or geometrical reason why it happens like that. We'll prove it. How do we prove? So to prove, we can take this angle and take this angle here. The entire angle, the whole angle is 90 and a part of 90 is R1. What is the remaining part? The value of remaining part will come 90 minus R1. Same way, the whole angle is 90. This is R2. What is the remaining angle coming here? 90 minus R2. 90 minus R2. So we have three angles of a triangle, 1, 2, 3. We know sum of all the angles of triangle equal to 180 degrees. So we'll apply that one. You can name it A, P, this line I'll take as this point I'll take as Q. You can write here in triangle APQ, this plus this, right? 90 minus R1 plus 90 minus R2 plus A is equal to 180 degrees. Angle sum property. 90 plus 90 is 180 minus R1 minus R2 plus A equal to 180 degrees. 180 cancels these two. I'll send the other side. It become A is equal to R1 plus R2. Then this is what will happen. Therefore, R1 plus R2 is always equal to A. This is how we prove it. This is how we prove the fact that R1 plus R2 is equal to A. This angle plus this angle will be equal to this angle. If this is 30, this is 40, we can find A. 30 plus 40, 70, A is 70. If this is 40, this is also 40, then A is 80. If this is 80 and this one is 50, what is the remaining ones? 80 minus 50, we find this 30 degrees. This is quite simple. The sum of the two refractions angle R1 plus R2 will be equal to the angle of the prism. So using this concept, Any one of them unknown, we can find out. All right. Now, in a prism, we show one more angle. So this is the diagram we draw to prove that R1 plus R2 is equal to A. If your question comes like in bits and parts, for 2 marks, if they give the question, show that in a prism R1 plus R2 is equal to A, where symbols have usual meanings. Then from here you start, and from here you draw this diagram, and you from here you start and finish up till here. That's it. No need to do anything else. It's proved. Now here we show one more angle. So you can draw a separate diagram. You can draw a separate diagram. Okay. You can draw a separate diagram to show the angle of deviation. You can draw a separate diagram to show the angle of deviation by a prism. Angle of deviation by a prism. So to show that angle, what we do, this incident ray will produce by dotted line. Emergent ray also will produce by dotted line here. This angle is called delta angle. That is angle of deviation by the prism. This small angle is called angle of deviation by a prism. Let us find a formula for angle of deviation, or the expression for the angle of deviation also. We have the formula of angle of deviation coming like this: I plus E minus A. This is the formula of angle of deviation. Delta is equal to I plus E minus A. Now I'll prove this. Why we have the formula delta is equal to I plus E minus A? Let us prove it. So to prove it, we will refer to the small triangle of here, like this PQR. PQR. We will refer to the triangle PQR. PQR. This triangle will refer to. Okay. We'll bother this angle. What is the value of this angle here? This angle and this angle value is how much? How much? So this is vertically opposite angle like this. I and this entire angle is vertically opposite. This angle will come I minus R1. I minus R1. And this angle value will come E minus R2, the small angle value. E minus R2 will come. The whole angle is I, this entire angle, this whole angle is supposed to be I. A part is R1, what is the remaining part? I minus R1. And the same way, the other side, this angle will be E minus R2. And we know in a triangle, exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the two opposite interior angles. So we write in triangle PQR, delta equal to, delta means exterior angle is equal to this plus this. I will be writing here I minus R1 plus E minus R2. You can make a note, since exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the two opposite interior angles. So we are making a statement for this one, reason for this. Now, further continuation will give the answer I plus E minus I take common between R1 and R2 and write minus R1 plus R2, minus common R1 plus R2 I will write. And the next line I write delta is equal to I plus E, R1 plus R2, we know the fact, R1 plus R2, we already have proved R1 plus R2 makes A. We write A. So to prove that the angle of deviation delta is equal to I plus E minus A, we draw a fresh diagram and we show like this. Delta is equal to I plus E minus A. Have you finished? Have you finished? Please respond, one of you at least. Okay. So this is how we prove, yeah. Yes, Srishti. You wanted to say something? Yeah. No. Okay. The angle of deviation, if question carries 2 marks, show that the angle of deviation by a prism delta is equal to I plus E minus A. We will show like this. One thing to be noted, okay, in prism, last time I gave the angle of deviation, but that was by a single surface. The formula delta was I minus R. In case I is bigger than R, when the ray travels from rare to the denser, and when the ray goes from denser to the rare, delta value will be equal to R minus I. But that was by a single surface. In a prism, the formula is different. Why formula is different? Because here in a prism, diffraction taking place by the two surfaces. Two surfaces, one surface here and another surface here. The formula is different. So do not get confused. I'm saying that. Angle of delta formula can be I minus R or R minus I when refraction takes place only by a single surface. But here there are two surfaces, the formula is different altogether and we have a different formula. Delta is equal to I plus E minus A. Now you can write below this, delta depends on, delta means angle of deviation, delta depends on angle of deviation depends on number one. Let us see the first factor on which it is depending. So see the formula of delta, it depends upon the value of I, right on angle of incidence, first factor, angle of incidence I. Angle of incidence I. Second factor is right, number two. Angle of the prism A. Angle of the prism A. Angle of the prism A. Third factor in the formula semi E. This is angle of emergence, but angle of emergence we can calculate on the basis of refractive index of the prism, refractive index of the material of the prism. So once we know the value of mu, we can calculate the value of E. You can add on Ri or refractive index of the material of the prism, Ri of the material, refractive index of the material of the prism. It depends on that. And the fourth factor you write, fourth factor, color or wavelength of light. Color or wavelength of light. It depends on the color or wavelength of light also. Because mu value for different colors is different. And for shorter wavelength it is more, and for longer wavelength it is less. For violet, mu V is more, and for red it is least. So angle of deviation depends upon the color of the light also. Okay. So these are the factors. Now write down below it. Delta varies with I. Delta varies with I. Delta varies with I according to the following graph. According to the following graph. Delta depends on I according to the following graph. We draw the graph to show the variation of delta with I. The graph will be coming with one side will take delta, another side will take angle of incidence. Like this. So the value of angle of deviation varies with I in a peculiar manner in the form of a curve like this U-shaped curve. U-shaped. How does delta vary with I? We say the variation is shown by a graph like this. This graph is called deviation graph or deviation curve also. Deviation curve or deviation graph. So in the graph, you see that what is happening when we increase the angle of incidence I, the value of delta will decrease. It will keep on decreasing. At a particular value of I, the value of angle of deviation becomes minimum. And then after that again it increases. That means in the beginning it decreases and reaches a minimum value, and after that again it increases. So relationship is not fixed. You cannot say it is directly proportional, it is inversely proportional. You cannot say. So variation takes place in the form of this curve. Even it is on the basis of actually experiments, like when we do perform experiment using the prism and all, between I and delta, the angle of, variation will come in the form of a curve, U-shaped curve. Here we show minimum deviation here, minimum deviation here. Minimum deviation denoted by delta min, I like delta minimum. And experimentally, it is found that the angle of deviation becomes minimum when I value is equal to the value of E. This deviation becomes minimum when angle I is equal to angle E. At that time only, the angle of deviation is found to be minimum. That means when angle of incidence and the angle of emergence are equal, that then only the angle of deviation is found to be minimum. So, okay, write down below. Experimentally, it is found that it is observed or found. You can add any one of these. It is found or observed that angle of deviation delta becomes minimum. Angle of deviation delta becomes minimum. Angle of deviation delta becomes minimum when I is equal to E and R1 equal to R2. When I and E are equal, then automatically R1 and R2 becomes equal because the refractive index of the pair of media is same, or both the side of the glass block is the same. So we write what is the condition when the angle of deviation becomes minimum? Condition is when I equal to E and R1 equal to R2, and R1 and R2 each one will be equal to A by 2. They will be equal and each one will be equal to half of the angle A. Why? Because the formula just now we derived R1 plus R2 is equal to A. If R1 and R2 are equal, then you can make them equal at 2R1 is equal to A. What is value of R1 coming? A by 2. So the R1 value is A by 2 and R2 they are taking equals. R2 is also same value, A by 2. Both the values will be equal to A by 2 each. Then only the angle of deviation is found to be minimum. Okay, now further continuation, let us see what is that minimum value. We'll check that. Therefore, delta minimum equal to, just now we derived the formula delta is equal to I plus E minus A. So here also I write same way. First let us write I plus E minus A. I and E are equal. So here I will be writing 2I minus A is the value of delta minimum. You can write here since I equal to E. This is the value of delta minimum. Okay. Let us find the value of I from this equation. Angle of incidence value. A will come this side. It will become delta minimum plus A by 2, the value of I. Mark this is equation number 1. So when minimum deviation takes place, the value of I will be equal to delta minimum plus A by 2. Angle of incidence value will be delta minimum plus A by 2. Okay, now you can add a since Snell's law, right? By Snell's law, we have the formula what? Mu is equal to sine I by sine R. Rear angle divided by the denser angle. So sine, let us write mu is equal to sine I by sine R. R means R1. Either R1 we write with I write R1. If I write E, sine E, then I must write R2. Continuation, write mu is equal to sine. I'll put the value of I. What is the value of I from equation 1? The value of I is the entire thing. So I'll put the entire value out here. Write down delta minimum plus A by 2. Delta minimum plus A by 2 divided by sine R1. R1 value you can see. What is the value of R1? A by 2. So I'll write down this A by 2. So this becomes the formula of mu is equal to sine delta minimum plus a by 2 divided by sine a by 2. Your question may come, show that for a prism of refractive index mu is equal to sine delta plus minimum, delta mean plus a by 2 divided by sine a by 2. This proving may come and it may carry 3 marks, it may carry. When it carries 3 marks, then you can begin from this graph. Okay, first that delta varies with I according to the following graph. Draw the graph, then right from here you begin and from here till here you will complete. Then you will get 3 marks. If question is carrying 3 marks, from where to begin, you begin from this graph and do from here until here. So one observation out here, no, at this time, if you know the formula, at this time, how much is the value of angle of incidence? Sine I by sine R. They are representing I and R. Remember, sine I value is this much. This is the value of angle of incidence. What is the value of angle of refraction? The value of angle of refraction is A by 2. Understood? Tell me if you have any doubts or any queries, any clarifications regarding this derivation or derivation of this formula. Or is all clear? At least respond, one of you. Arab? Well. Yes, Kaish. समझ गया? Okay, okay. Now, this is the formula we have, and now just write down below this the label diagram, the labeled diagram to show the minimum deviation, the labeled diagram to show the minimum deviation through an equilateral prism, through an equilateral, under bracket you write regular. Equilateral prism and regular prism is the same thing. Regular means all sides are equal, all angles are equal. Close bracket regular prism can be shown as follows. Your question may carry 2 marks. Okay, this thing you used to do in class 10 also. They will ask you draw label diagram to show the minimum deviation by a regular or equilateral prism. Okay, we draw. All the angles will label. This angle will be 60 degree. Here also let us mark 60 degree. Here also mark 60 degree. This is A, this is B, this is C. Ray of light is coming like this. One, then another one we do, another normal out here. Can you guess how much is the angle of refraction in R1 value and R2 value will be how much? Because this is the stage of minimum deviation. Minimum deviation time, we know R1 and R2 are equal and each one is equal to half of this value, half of the value of A. Each one value will be equal to 30 degree, R1 and R2 value. When the angles are 30 degree, the remaining angle will be 60 degree. The line within the prism will be exactly parallel to the base. That means you draw a line exactly parallel to the base like this. Exactly parallel to the base. That means if I mark PQ, so PQ is parallel to BC. Here. The line PQ you draw so that it should look like parallel, because I don't have ruler, so this is my freehand diagram, so they may not look parallel, but you should draw parallel to this exactly. PQ line must be parallel to BC, and I'll draw now another normal here, one normal here. This angle I'll mark now 30 degree, here also I'll mark 30 degree. because minimum deviation situation, then the ray will be going like this way, refracting away. Okay, why these lines, two lines are parallel? Because the remaining angle becoming 60 degree, here also is becoming 60 degree. That is, these two are corresponding angles, 60 degree, here also 60 degree. These two are corresponding angles. We know the fact, when corresponding angles are equal, then the two lines will be parallel. That's why this line and this line is parallel. Because the whole angle is 90. 90 minus 30 I will do, I will get the remaining angle, 60 degree. So this angle is above the line, is also above the line. That is, they are corresponding angles, and when corresponding angles are equal, the lines are parallel. That's why you draw line PQ parallel to BC. Now we'll mark I value. How much is the value of I? Let us check how much is the value of I, and we know I value and E value will be equal. I and E values are same in this situation. How to find the value of I? Now we are having the freedom of using calculator. So we'll use and find. You know what is the refractive index of the material of the prism, which is usually glass, and the refractive index of glass is how much? 1.5. You can do this calculation or we are using calculator and check mu is equal to, we'll apply the formula sin I by sin R1. This formula I use sin I by sin 30 degree here. Mu value is 1.5, I will take sin I, this will be sin 30 degree. Sin I value will come 1.5 into sin 30 degree. Sin I value will come here 0.75. Use calculator and check. The answer is coming 0.75. Therefore, the value of I will come sin inverse. Sin inverse of 0.75. And use calculator, check the answer coming. I'm sure the answer will come 48.6 degree. If you are having calculator to be used, please use it. वही तो लिखा है, वही तो लिखा है. 48.6 degree आया, देखो. It will come 48.6. Okay. So now I write here after calculation. Now I write value pi 48.6 degree. E value also will be same 48.6 degree. And how much is the value of delta minimum then? You know, delta minimum value will come how much? I have written the value. If you have seen, I wrote as 2i minus a. No, because I and E are equal. So 2i minus a. So 2i value is 48.6 minus a is 60 degree. We'll do the calculation. Answer will come 37.2 degree. बोलो वैभव क्या आंसर? हाँ जी. So now in the diagram 60 degree will not show, so we'll just extend it forward. This line also will extend forward here, and this angle will be showing 37.2 degree. This angle is 37.2 degree. This is the value of minimum deviation. Minimum deviation value will come 37.2 degree, but by which kind of prism? By the equilateral or regular prism. If they ask question in bits and parts, like short question if they ask, then you should know this diagram, you can answer it. Once in ISC they are given this question for 1 mark. What is the angle of refraction? What is the angle of refraction for a ray of light passing through an equilateral prism? What is the answer? Please answer. What is the angle of refraction? What is the angle of refraction for a ray of light passing through a regular prism or equilateral prism? They'll say. Any one of you can answer. 30 degree. 30 degree. Who said it? Aradhana. Very good. You can see the angle already marked 30 degree, 30 degree. So your answer should come only 30 degree. If they ask you how much is the angle of incidence, then on the basis of calculation, you write 48.6 degree. Then E will also come 48.6 degree, and angle of deviation will become 37.2 degree. Okay. Hope you understood it. Yes, and the ray inside, that is refracted ray within the prism will be parallel to the base. This is also an important observation. When minimum deviation is taking place, the ray inside the prism will be exactly parallel to the base of the prism. Okay, fine. So now give next heading out here, write out angle of deviation by a thin prism. Next heading is angle of deviation by a thin prism, by a thin prism, by a thin prism. Angle of deviation by a thin prism. Okay, so we can draw the diagram. The diagram, you can draw the same diagram, similar type of diagram. This ray is going like this, again going like this. This is the angle of deviation delta. This is I. This is R1. This is R2. This is E. This angle is A. So same diagram, but the size of the prism will show small. Thin prism, no, then is triangular part is small there. That means angles are small here all together. For a thin prism, all the angles are small. You can write here for first surface. I'll give the name of the surface ABC for the first surface AB, or you can just write for the surface AB instead of mentioning first. Why I'm saying first surface? Because this surface is receiving the incident light. Okay, what is the formula of refractive index? Mu is equal to sine I by sine R. I'll write sine R1. I'll write this formula first. Snell's law. Okay, make a note here by Snell's law. What kind of angles are we dealing with? The angles we are dealing with is small. All the angles are small here because the prism is thin. We can write here for small angles, sine I is nearly equal to I, sine R1 is nearly equal to R1. Sine can be neglected. Sine I will be same as I, sine R1 will be same as R1 for small angles. So we'll write mu is equal to, only write I by R1, mark equation 1. This is nearly equal sign, nearly equal to I, nearly equal to R1 when the angles are small. You can do cross multiply and make I the subject of formula. I value will become mu R1. I is equal to mu R1 we are having. So mark this one as equation 1, not the previous one. Mark this one as equation 1. That is better. Now I'll take the second surface, right? For second surface AC. Again, I'll use the formula of mu. What should I write? For the second surface, what formula should I write? Can you suggest me one of you? Sin I by sin R, what should I write now here in this case? Any one of you? Very good. Sin rearer angle by the denser angle. Though the ray is actually going from denser to the rarer, but we take it always from the rarer to the denser way, as I told you last time. Thumbs up, Vaibhav. Mu is equal to write sin E by sin R2. Again, what kind of angles are we dealing with? Small angles, that means sin can be neglected. We can directly write here, therefore mu is equal to E by R2. Just make a note for small angles, Therefore, E value will become mu R2, equation number 2. The value of E, angle of emergence value is becoming mu times of R2. Therefore, angle of deviation will find. Therefore, delta formula we have got I plus E minus A. I value, I'll put the value of I from equation 1, we got mu R1, we'll put that value. E value, I'll put mu R2 minus A. Little continuation of that, mu common, you get R1 plus R2 minus A. Delta value will come mu, R1 plus R2 value becomes A minus A. We are taking common between them. Like A is common here, the answer becomes mu minus 1 into A. So this becomes the formula. Angle of deviation by a thin prism or for a small angle of incidence, the formula becomes delta is equal to mu minus 1 into A. Angle of deviation formula now becomes bracket mu minus 1 A. Understood? Any clarifications, please do ask. You are welcome. Or it's all clear. Clinic plus. Yes. Last one. This step. Mu common. What is left over? R1 plus R2, no? And R1 plus R2. You know, R1 plus R2 is equal to what? Oh, my dear Ivan. Yes. Okay. Okay. You clarify, so there is no harm. So please do respond. So it will be good only. Anybody else has got any queries, any confusions? All right. So this derivation also may carry 3 marks. But they will mention in the question, find the angle of deviation by the or formula or expression for the angle of deviation by a thin prism. They will mention the word thin prism, or they will say for a small angle of incidence, they will mention. So we'll do that. Draw this diagram and then do. Question is of 3 marks. All right. Now the formula we have is delta is equal to mu minus 1 into A. You can write here for below this you write for different colors, angle of deviation formula will be different. Let us write first for the violet, because violet deviating the most, because the refractive index of violet is maximum. So delta for violet, delta V I will write. Delta V value will become like this. Mu V minus 1 into A. Delta red, I will write mu into R minus 1 into A. R in the subscript. And I'll write one more color, I write delta for yellow. Delta for yellow will come mu Y minus 1 into A. I am taking 2 extreme colors, which are violet and red, and one mean color, which is yellow. One mean means average color, which lies in between. Yellow light is taken as the mean color, okay? The refractive index of violet is maximum, so angle of deviation for the violet is maximum. If you recall your class 10, the chapter was spectrum. Which color deviates the most? We say violet, because violet is received at the bottom and red is received on the top. So angle of deviation for the violet is maximum and that for the red is minimum. And for yellow, it will come somewhere in between, average. If mu V is known, mu R is known, and mu Y not known, we can find the average of mu V and mu R. And that will become the value of mu Y. That means mu Y value we can write mu V plus mu R by 2. Add the 2, divide by 2. We can find the average, simple average of the 2, mu V and mu R. So we have this formula. Now this is maximum, this is delta V is bigger than delta R, and this will come somewhere in between. Now next, below this we write here angular dispersion. Angular dispersion denoted by the symbol theta. Angular dispersion. what is called angular dispersion. Okay, write down theta is equal to delta V minus delta R. Theta is equal to delta V minus delta R. This difference of the angle of deviation of the two extreme colors, delta V and delta R, the difference is called angular dispersion. This will be measured in terms of angle, some degree, some radian, or you can measure. Usually we measure in terms of degree, theta. So what is angular dispersion? Theta is equal to delta V minus delta R. Though this one we can express in terms of refractive index, because delta V value is what? Mu V minus 1 into A minus mu R minus 1 into A. Let us go a little further. A I'll take common. Minus 1 is plus 1 will cancel. The answer left over will be mu V minus mu R. So this is also an equation for theta. There are two expressions. One is delta V minus delta R, and the second one is mu V minus mu R into A. One expression is in terms of angle of deviation, another one in terms of refractive indices of the two color of light, mu V and mu R. Understood? Yes. Okay. Next heading we give now below this dispersive power. Dispersive power. Denoted by the symbol like this. This symbol is read as omega. This symbol is read as omega. I think last year in complex number chapter of mathematics, we used to use this symbol as omega. And omega cube is equal to 1. And 1 plus omega is square equal to 0. These were the two properties in the complex number, if you remember. But the same symbol, forget about that. The symbol name is omega and denoted that represents dispersive power. Omega. Dispersive power means, the power of dispersing the white light. Some prisms material will disperse more, some will disperse less. I mean, with the wider angle, with the lesser angle. So it is the ability actually. So now we will not go into that. Right? Omega value is like this. Omega formula we have delta V minus delta R divided by delta Y. That is, it is the ratio of angle of deviation of the two extreme colors to the deviation of the mean color. Mean color is yellow. This delta Y is also known as mean deviation. This one is also called mean deviation. Mean deviation. Delta Y. That is deviation of the mean color. So if you want, you can write that is omega is equal to this thing. We can write theta by delta Y. We can write like this. And theta we know delta V minus delta R. The delta V minus delta R can be replaced by theta. We can write omega is equal to theta by delta Y. What is delta Y also known as? Mean deviation. That is the deviation of the mean color. Now let us express in terms of refractive index. Right? Omega is equal to theta. Theta value is how much in terms of refractive index? We have this value. Let us write down mu V minus mu R into A upon delta Y value. We have mu Y minus 1 into A. E and A cancel. We have the formula left with us is this one. This is the formula. Omega is equal to mu V minus mu R divided by mu Y minus 1. This is the formula of omega in terms of refractive indices and in the form of either angular dispersion or delta Y. This is the relation. This omega has no unit because it is a ratio of refractive indices. No, that is no unit. But theta will have unit. Theta will have some degree and all. Theta means delta V minus delta R with some degree. Dispersive power depends upon the material of the prism. And it does not depend on the angle of incidence or angle. No angle of on which it depends. It depends upon the material of the prism. Some material of the prism disperses more, some disperses less. Okay, you can write here for flint glass, for flint type, there are two type of glass. One is flint glass, one is crown glass. For flint glass, omega value is 0.050, and for crown glass, omega value equal to 0.010. 50 and 10. Which has got greater value? Which is flint. Crown glass has smaller value of dispersive power. I'll tell you one thing, please. You need not to verify this value which I have written. Okay, the value may be wrong, but the idea out here is that the flint glass disperses more than the crown glass. That means flint glass has more ability of dispersion. Omega value is higher because material is different. No, flint glass material is different. Crown is also kind of glass only, but the material will be different. And because of difference in the material, they have values. Yes. Is it clear or any doubts you have in your mind? Don't go by the values I have written there, but the value why I have written in order to just know that which of the material has got a higher value and which of them has got a lower value. For that reason only I gave you the value. In the book, the actual value I don't remember myself, but that you also don't need to remember. Only you need to have an idea that a flint glass has a greater dispersing ability, dispersing power than the crown glass. This concept only you need to have because this concept is an important concept and will be used in the next chapter to come. There I will be making use of this fact. There are different type of glasses. Normally the prism glass can be flint glass, can be crown glass. And accordingly the dispersive powers will be different for them. Got it? Any queries, any clarifications? Yeah, stay fast. All clear? Okay. So today we are doing this much, okay? And tomorrow at the same time, okay? Tomorrow we'll be doing the problems on prism. Those are also important there only. Theory part of this chapter is over. So tomorrow we'll be doing the problems. And problem will get over tomorrow only. Tomorrow. Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay.